Essex Business Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Elliot Browne here in Essex Business Radio studio, here with a good friend of mine, Chris Clowes of HC Media Group, no less. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. Evening.
We just had to start again, didn't we? Because we had a little creaky noise.
We did, yes. That was my fault, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. No, it's not your fault. And I thought I'd tell everybody about it because we don't give a fuck. Yeah. We just like to keep it real. We had even stopped the video as well. It was like creaky noise. Chris, your digital marketing agency that you have, and I always feel like I'm saying the same things again, which actually I am.
Yep, you are this time.
So quickly tell us a little bit about your digital marketing agency, which you class yourself as a Google Pro. That's not a Google prostitute for anybody that may get it mixed up. All right, or would you class yourself as a Google prostitute? What is a Google prostitute? We have no idea. Moving on.
I'd pimp myself out sometimes.
Well, I tell you, there you go. Yeah. So you're a Google pimp.
Yep, I could say that. I could say that in some ways.
This is a way better start than the last one, let me tell you.
We are considered as Google Pros.
Yep.
So kind of anything search engine related.
Yep.
That's us. Quite a lot of our clients are asking us to do more.
Yeah.
Email marketing, social media,
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we just developed the agency out and kind of employed where we needed to employ to fulfil those roles.
Uh-huh.
And now we can class ourselves as full service.
Yeah.
We offer pretty much everything.
Yeah. And I've known you for nearly a couple of years,
yep,
and seen your business change a huge amount in that time. And you sort of really pushed yourself forward, continue to do so, and growing.
Yep.
We've got to mention this, but you class yourself as a risk-free agency. Now you said this before we started recording, and I'm like, how the fuck do you say it's risk-free? Come on, so let's start with this, and then we're going to get off the subject of business, because we don't hear too much about it. We'll know about you.
Yeah. So risk-free, basically. If it doesn't work, I'll give you your money back.
Wow. Okay. Good. That's it. Done.
In a nutshell, we're that confident. We're that confident that it's work. If it doesn't, then we will give you your money back.
Yeah. Okay.
Done.
All right. Cool. Okay. Well, look. As you know, this is the Fireside Chat with me, Elliot Browne, here in Essex Business Radio studio. What do you think? What do you think of the studio?
I love it.
I mean, you've been here before. You've seen this setup before, haven't you? We're not sat there. It's not sat in the hot seat.
I know. I feel a bit special.
There you are.
Special needs.
I don't think you can say that, but it's all humour. It's all humour, guys. So lots of changes that time. But I want to go back. And I feel like we're repeating this, and we won't be in a couple of minutes because we'd have got through that first section.
Yep.
Fudging your exams, mate.
Yes.
Fudging your exams. So we started on that for a reason. Tell me why there's a reason for me saying that.
I could actually spell the word fudge with my exam results.
With your exam results, so you got an F.
I've got U, I've got a D, a G, and an E.
How the fuck do you get a U? I mean, how do you? What's a U?
Funny enough, U was in IT.
Right.
Which, funny enough, now I work in IT. It doesn't really compute. But that wasn't a pun, actually, but it did work quite well, didn't it? I just didn't turn up.
Right. Okay.
So it's
is unmarked, is it?
Pretty much, unqualified or something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I just got it through.
But how old are you again, Chris?
I'm 35 now.
Oh, okay. So 10 years younger than me. I don't think they had to use when I would. They just basically just beaten us with a stick and thrown us out of school, probably.
Yeah.
But
had
yes.
that as well.
But I mean, on a slightly more serious note, we didn't stay too serious for too long. But difficult upbringing, mate. I mean, we've talked about this before, haven't we? So do you mind tell us a little bit about that? Because it's interesting for people to understand that. I think some people think that you've got a business, it's always been easy, and it's blah blah. Well, clearly, we know that's not the case as entrepreneurs. So tell us a little bit about your sort of earlier part of life.
Yeah, just in a nutshell, very quickly. So I was in foster care from a very early age.
Yeah.
So I lived with social services from the age of 11 till 17. Got kicked out of foster care when I was 17. Chucked in a flat.
Yeah.
I was a bit of a hobo, bit of a homeless bum for quite a few years.
Yeah. You weren't a homeless bum, homeless, were you?
I was.
Right.
In my early 20s, I spent a couple of months on the streets.
Wow.
I spent a couple of years sofa surfing.
Did you really? Wow. Okay. What was that like? I mean, how did you get yourself into that position, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, you've got. What did you do when you left school? Work-wise, what is it you got into? Or didn't you?
I didn't.
Okay.
To be fair, I left school and I went into college and I kind of resat my GCSEs because they were absolutely awful.
Yeah.
In construction.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought that was the right thing to do.
Uh-huh.
So I did get some qualifications in the end.
Okay.
And then kind of left there and didn't really do anything with it.
Right.
Ended up as an entertainer.
Okay.
So like a Butlins redcoat, but I wasn't special enough to work for Butlins.
Okay. So who's it work for then?
Seawick in Clacton-on-Sea.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't nice.
Okay.
It was fun at the time.
So talk to me. What did you do? What was your role there? What did you have to do?
I stood on stage dancing to kids' party songs for 2 years.
Okay. Is this something you still like to do now?
I've got a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't just randomly stand on the street and do the Macarena or something like that because it might look a bit weird.
Is that what you used to do?
Yeah.
So you used to sort of rev the sort of place up, did you?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people were you sort of doing that in front of?
Up to 700.
Really?
Yeah.
So, see, it's funny, isn't it? You think you're just talking about that, but actually, that this is the start of you presenting to people. Really, the build that confidence. And we're going to come back to it in a little while because I know you do stuff off stage.
Yeah.
And then how long were you there with them?
About 2 years.
Oh wow, it wasn't that bad then. You were there for a while.
Oh yeah. I was there. Done a few different parks. Ended up on the Isle of Wight, which was awesome and boring at the same time.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so when I kind of come out of that, I was 21, and thought to myself, I can't do that forever because I saw people that were doing that in their 40s.
Yeah, absolutely. There's our people that when they're there, they stay there, don't they? It's become institutionalised, don't they?
Yeah, and I didn't want to become one of those.
No.
One of those guys.
What colour was your coat, by the way?
I was a burgundy coat.
Oh, nice.
A burgundy coat. And in some...
I've got this image now of a burgundy coat. I mean, people that are obviously watching this on YouTube can see you, but the people that can't, go over to fucking YouTube, basically.
Yeah. Well, the people on YouTube will obviously see the bigness
suave,
and the ginger.
Debonair.
There was at one point, I made a living in the Isle of Wight as being dressed up as Cyril the Squirrel.
Okay.
So so I spent.
Who's that? Is that a thing, or was that something
it was
to
the
do
mascot.
with them?
It was the mascot. Yeah, it just out of pure fun. I just walk around dressed as a squirrel.
Yeah, why not? I like squirrels.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I like squirrels, but yeah. So I used to do party dance dressed as a squirrel rather than me, which was fun.
Oh right, okay.
Completely random.
I've just got this crazy picture
I
in my
fucking
head.
properly, yeah.
A few years afterwards, I applied for a job at a bar, Root in Colchester.
Yeah.
And the manager, who's now a good friend of mine, says, every job application you need to send a photo through. And I sent a photo of me, next to this squirrel.
Yeah.
Because I'd done it 2 days a week, somebody else done it 2 days a week, and somebody else. And there was me in my burgundy jacket next to this squirrel. And I got the job because he thought I was the squirrel.
Oh,
or
really?
he hoped.
Really?
He hoped that I was a squirrel. And said anybody that will send in a photo for a job advert of them next to a squirrel.
Yeah,
and the squirrel was like 7 foot.
Yeah.
So quite big.
And then so then what? Then where'd you go from that? What was it that you did after doing?
So after that,
being a burgundy coat, not a red coat, but
burgundy coat. So after that, I basically lived on my mum's sofa for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And worked on a building site.
So you're what age then? When were you?
Early 20s,
Okay.
21, 22.
Yeah.
So I done that for about 3 years. I moved out of my mum's and I kind of found a place in Colchester,
right,
in Essex, and I was there for a couple of years. It was okay working on a building site, as kind of a chain lad, as they call it, so civil engineer's assistant.
Okay.
So I'm the annoying one with a clipboard that going around that didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, really?
And so I used to get quite a lot of stick for that. And then obviously the big crash happened.
Yeah.
Loads of redundancies within the construction market.
So we're talking 2009.
Yeah, 2008, 2009, something like that.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah,
I was building at the time. Yeah,
and I got made redundant, and That was the spiral.
Right, okay. Spiral uphill or downhill?
Downhill.
Okay.
Very, very quickly.
Really? So
very, very quickly. I remember I got made redundant, and then the week after, my housemate said, well, you've been made redundant, you've got no money.
Yeah.
Toodaloo.
Right.
Off you go. And I was just renting a room off of a friend, so it wasn't like I had any contracts to go by or anything like that. She basically told me, right, I'm selling the house, get out.
Right.
So then I sofa surfed. I was homeless for a couple of months, and then I sofa surfed for a couple of years.
So you don't. So it was again. So you've sort of done.
It's the second time that I kind of it was not a good time.
Okay.
A good friend of mine, Adrian, kind of pulled me out of it.
Yeah.
I moved up to Norwich, and he, gave me a place to stay on his sofa. But I was there for about a year.
So wait, so you can't. You'll come from what area? Where are you? So you mentioned Colchester. I know you're sort of Chelmsford-y. So where?
Yeah, so Colchester mainly.
Okay.
Yeah, Colchester, Clacton.
Yeah.
I went to school in Clacton.
Yeah.
Don't like to admit that, but
so I mean, if people don't know that, obviously where that is in this sort of southeast sort of on the part that sticks out there, right hand side of the UK.
Clacton on Sea.
And then you said you went to Norwich as well.
Yes.
So Norwich was starting to grow quite a lot in those days. Well, I was actually had you started growing quite a lot, hadn't it? I mean, it's going to go back. I was doing business in Norwich like 15, 20 years ago.
I absolutely loved Norwich.
Norwich is quite a nice area, yeah.
And that's where I set up my first company.
Right, okay.
So I set up Dizzy Entertainments with Adrian. So we used to hire nightclubs.
Yeah.
Both me and Adrian liked our music, DJing.
Yeah.
He was a lot better than me, to be honest.
DJing, what sort of music? What were you DJing?
R&B, hip hop, drum and bass, that kind of vibe. Which was great for the Norwich community at that point.
Sure.
So we done a few events in Norwich, and then my mum came calling and asked me to help with a company that she was working with in Colchester, so I kind of moved back.
Right.
Which kind of was the biggest.
So Dizzy Entertainments then.
Yep.
So what sort of how many people were you filling up when you were doing these nights then?
It started off just a small bar, 50 people. The biggest one I'd done is we hired Dizzy Rascal, and I think that was 6,000.
Right. Wow.
6,000 we filled with Dizzy Rascal.
Wow.
But most of the time we was doing kind of, the Liquids or
Liquid and Envy,
Liquid and Envy. They've all changed now. I think it's called Attic now or something like that. But you're looking at kind of 1,500 people.
Yeah.
Kind of capacity.
Yeah. So what made you just saw an avenue and you thought I'm just going to get a load of people in and sell tickets and stuff, and what sort of money were you making off the back of doing things like that?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Not a lot, because I wasn't the best businessman, to be honest.
Okay. But you did have an entrepreneurial flair to be doing that in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then I was a bit of a flirt as well.
Okay.
So you're in a club. You've put on this incredible event.
Yeah.
You've got a few quid behind you. There's a few nice girls at the bar.
Really?
I didn't walk out with much money.
Okay.
I think it's the kindest way of saying it.
It's a very diplomatic way of saying it. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never been a flirt, to be honest, Chris.
No, I know you're straight as a buckle. You are.
I'm not quite sure how that works. I don't know what that means, but I might go with it. And so that was. So we're talking what 2000 and 2003, 2004.
No, it's later than that. 10.
Okay, 2010.
10,
okay.
10, 11.
Sorry. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. It was good, but
you get to socialise. You have a few drinks. You're selling tickets. Everybody's having a good time. What is there not to like about it?
If I knew now what. If I knew then what I know now, it would have been a totally different ballgame. Yeah, because there was no Facebook or anything like that. It was literally just handing out flyers and jumping over fences to try and get into the university and hand out flyers. So
you and these bastards were putting them under people's windscreen wipers and things.
That was exactly me. I spent a couple of years doing that.
Yeah. So how many flyers would you have to print out to do something like that?
About 7,500.
So to get in 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So not dissimilar to the sort of numbers you'd potentially be spending on social media these days to get the same sort of return, but obviously a physical way of doing it. That's why I sort of wanted to bring it up. Yeah. Interesting. Well, listen, we're going to come back and find out a little bit more. We're going to take a very short break, but anybody on YouTube can carry on watching because we're still here, and it's the uncut version.
Awesome.
Back in a minute. And so, everybody on YouTube, we're still here. Woo! And this is the uncut version. So we carry on recording. So we didn't do this before. We used to stop at the 15-minute, but what we realised is actually some funny shit that happens in those little breaks.
Yep.
Because you forget the cameras are going. How you find it so far?
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Yeah?
Nice, relaxed.
See? It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
See, so relaxed. You'll end up farting live on air soon.
I already have.
Squeaking a little bit again.
That's it? No.
I'll just have to try.
No, don't fucking... No, I can't hear
It wasn't as bad as it was before, but
No.
I can hear a little bit.
I think we need to give it a squirt. That's what she said. Hey! And how you doing, producer Joel?
I'm good. You okay for water? Do you want some more?
I'm good. If I drink any more, I'll pee.
That's okay. You can pee.
Sorry.
We just don't do it there.
That's
That's why that chair's squeaking. To be honest. Why would that oil it up?
Well,
That's not going to oil it up, is it? That's
Lubricant.
Oh dear me! So Monday, the start of the week. We're going to have a good week this week.
I'm actually having a day off.
When?
Thursday.
Why?
Because I haven't had a day off, a proper day off, what I call a day off, in 6 months.
Right. Okay.
So I have one day off a week, but it's a Saturday or
Right.
a Sunday.
Right.
And it's with the wife, with the kid.
Yeah.
I'm actually having a day off. I'm turning my phone off.
What?
I'm going to the spa with my best mate, and then we're going to go and get drunk.
Wow. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could switch my phone off. I could still have a day. Well, no, I don't think I'd have a day off, but I couldn't do it. Why? Why would you do that?
Because
Why
I'm
would
in a
you do that to
spa,
yourself?
and obviously,
Yeah, I don't fucking like spas.
Yeah.
I don't like massages and things. Wind me up.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah,
Why would you want to? Why'd you want that?
A young female touching it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I don't mind. Listen, on camera, I'm happy to say there isn't a lack of that problem, to be honest. So fuck going. I don't need some bird that I can't, don't know. Some girl, some young lady knowing. So I say bird. That's you can't say that anymore, can you? Not live. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. I had a massage in St Lucia on a holiday once, and it was one of these romantic ones. Yeah, and so you've got your bed side by side, and they're doing and she was loving it. I just could not wait to get out of there. It was just annoying me.
The worst part is when you fall asleep and fart.
Right. Well, that's probably that would happen. That would happen.
Oh,
yeah.
it happens all the time.
Oh, really?
I used to.
Well, that's okay as long as you haven't had bolognese the day before or something. Do you know what I mean? Or a curry. Yeah. I was only saying bolognese. So I had bolognese on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, so did I.
And did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I had it Saturday and made too much, so I had to have it on a Sunday too.
Well, we were a similar situation here. So Keane and I had it Saturday and Sunday, which is unusual. It was that good. We did it. But definitely there was an aroma of bolognese this morning.
Yeah.
To put it politely. Anyway, let's crack on. On that note.
Yes. That very low tone.
Well, it's just real, mate. That's what we just like to be real. We good? That's still recording anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
3, 2, 1, go.
We're back again. It's Elliot here, Essex Business Radio with Chris Clowes of HC Media Group. How you doing? Enjoying this?
Yeah, loving it.
Yeah, enjoying the talking about farting and things in our little break?
Yeah.
If you want to know what we were talking about, and I have to be, it was completely random, then check out the YouTube channel because this video will be live on there and you get to see all of the uncut version. So where have we got to, Chris?
I can't remember. I was talking about farting, to be honest.
I'm not sure where we got to be honest. But work-wise, we'd got to Norwich, Dizzy Entertainment, and then you're coming back down to Essex. I'm assuming, were you with your mother? Some helping out with some business.
Yeah, so
so I can save that there, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. So my mum got married, and her partner owned Anglian Marble, which is a marble and granite worktops.
Yeah.
And they asked me to come in and kind of look after the kind of sales and marketing side of things, which I did. The business was not doing very well, so there was pretty much no pay.
Right.
So they gave me a house.
Okay.
Which
They
was
gave you a house?
They gave me a house to live in. Not actually gave me a house, but they gave me a house to live in. They said, "Oh, we're doing it up, so that's great."
Right. Wow.
6-bedroom
That's
house.
fucking handy, wasn't it?
No, it was a 6-bedroom house, and when they said they're doing it up, there was no hot water or windows.
I mean, they're overrated. Hot water. Who needs that these days? To be honest, you know. And what time of year was it when you were in there?
November, December time.
Oh, fuck.
It was cold. It was cold.
Whoa. So what did you do for hot water? I mean, do you boil
the kettle.
Yeah, you're having baths and things. Boiling the kettle for baths.
I just had a gym membership. I didn't actually go to the gym for anything else but a shower.
Right. Okay.
But I was used to that from when I was on the streets before. That's what I'd done.
Right.
To kind of keep clean.
Yeah.
So I'll just have a gym membership and just pop in and have a shower. And
because you're a very clean, polished guy.
I try to be.
You always look very immaculate. You're always dressed really well.
I'm just a fatter version of you, to be honest.
They're not that much fatter, to be honest. But no, you are. You always turned out really well. What do you mean? That must have been sort of quite difficult having days like that, because you do take care of your appearance. You know, you do like to dress quite well and always look smart and presentable. So that would that sort of get you a little bit, things like that?
I was so depressed.
Were you?
Yeah, it was just it was a really bad time. I was going to work. I remember
trying to sell like that as well. I mean, that's a mindset fuck, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I wasn't just selling. I was also downstairs in the factory.
Right.
And I remember one.
So you're like GDB, basically, General Dog's Body a little bit.
Pretty much. I remember.
But I suppose you took it with both hands because you've got an opportunity to work again. I mean, and get yourself in probably changing what you were doing a little bit as well.
Yeah. I mean, I was still doing Dizzy Entertainment. It kind of fell off for a bit.
Yeah.
So obviously that transition from Norwich to Colchester, it's not that far down the road, but I didn't have a following in Colchester and I did have a following in Norwich.
Sure.
So I had to kind of build all that up again in Colchester as well.
Yeah.
So I was still doing that and still doing some events, but they were quite small. But I remember one year, it was Christmas Day and I worked a 14-hour shift on my own on Christmas Day and went back to this cold freezing house. And
on Christmas Day?
On Christmas Day, and had cheese on toast.
Wow. What was the company doing again? Sorry, what was
it? Granite and marble.
So what the hell were you doing working Christmas Day? I mean, how did that even work?
Had to get a project finished.
Right. Okay.
Somebody was waiting for their kitchen.
Right.
And we promised it to them first week of January, and there was no way it was going to be ready in the first week of January, so I had to make sure it was ready.
Wow. Okay.
And I think out of all of it, that was kind of the toughest times.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, if you look at me and know me, I am not into manual labour. Not into manual labour whatsoever. And it was a very manual job.
Oh, it's a laborious job. I mean, it's labour intensive. It's a lot of lifting. There's pretty much a manufacturing sort of whole process, isn't it? Really, taking raw granite and or slabs of it and turning it into worktops. So a lot of that. And how long are you there for?
I was there for about 9 months.
Okay.
9 months.
And you were like, right, I'm fucking done here.
No. Totally opposite. I wanted to build it. I wanted it to work.
Okay.
And then Bashar, my mum's husband, turned up at the house.
Okay.
He gave me 500 quid and told me to disappear because the house was going to be repossessed.
Wow.
And the business had shut down.
Wow.
And again, I was out on the streets.
Shit. Third time.
At the time, I was actually working for Root nightclub in Colchester.
Right.
And Roy, the owner, bless him, lovely guy, said, live upstairs.
Right.
So I lived in the VIP room.
A lot of fucking people helping you out with places to stay.
Yeah, I have been lucky in that way.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, there's some certain things that don't look lucky in this journey, but in a funny way, I suppose you keep going. I mean, there's a lot of people in your situation that end up staying on the street and they don't get back off it again.
Yeah.
So luck, mindset. I don't know. There's an element of both. I think. Yeah.
A bit of both. So I stayed at Root for 16 months.
Right.
16 months. I lived in a nightclub.
Yeah.
Which some people might think is awesome.
Yeah.
But being in a huge nightclub, I mean, there's held 1,700 people.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday on your own, hearing weird noises, kind of freaks you out.
A bit freaky. I can well imagine. So what are you doing in the nightclubs? What you do? Were you sort of running the bar? What are you doing?
I was running the bar and the entertainment, so DJing and kind of looking after.
So what club's that now? I mean, what's?
It's not a club anymore. Okay. It's a gym.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite sad. My office now is literally about 2 minutes walk away from it.
Right.
It's quite sad because I love that place.
And your office is in Colchester, right in the centre of Colchester, right?
Yeah.
Right, not far from the is it Cathedral?
The castle.
The castle. Yeah,
we're literally next door neighbours to the castle, which is lovely. It's a beautiful area.
It's a nice spot. It is a nice spot around there, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so you're in the club and you're 16 months in, and what then took you to the next stage? I mean, what was it that you did?
The club went bust.
Okay, fucking hell. So what do you do to these places?
I don't know. It's just a bit of luck.
Tell you what. Move Chris in, right? Give him somewhere to live and help run a business, and in no time the place would be repossessed and shut down.
Yeah. It was. I've never thought of it like that. But it's a recurring theme. Joe, if you're listening to this, run.
And so you don't tell me you're back on the fucking street again.
No, I had a bit of warning.
Okay.
I had a bit of warning. So I went to a local homeless charity.
Okay.
And because I, at the time, didn't have any addictions, they were willing to help me out.
Okay. At the time?
At the time, previously, I liked a bit of alcohol.
Okay.
Just to keep warm in most cases.
Okay.
So they put me up in a house. So a house had 8 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Tiny bedrooms.
Okay. House of multiple occupancy in HMO, I'm assuming. And this was run by a charitable organisation.
It was a private place.
Okay.
But, he kind of lent it out to the charitable.
Right.
But it was a money spin for him.
Yeah.
He used to come around every 2 weeks giving you tokens, or you had to buy tokens.
Okay.
For electricity and showers.
Right.
And if you were out and you missed him, you couldn't have a shower for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because you'd have to buy these tokens to put them from him.
Wow.
And how
much were these tokens?
They're like £1.
Oh, okay.
So, not crazy. But at the time you had no money because, again, I was jobless.
Yeah.
I was absolutely jobless.
And so you were claiming at the time?
I was claiming benefits,
Yeah. Okay.
And, doing, a few bit of promotion work on the side, cash in hand.
Yeah.
Trying to build Dizzy Entertainments again.
Okay.
Because that's all I knew that was successful.
Well, and you knew, and it's a little bit like market stall or whatever. You know what you can make money out of, and you do a few bits, and you can earn a bit of money and help to promote. Yeah. So I use a market stall because I fell back to doing market stalls when I've had difficult periods through my life. Yeah, and I know it, and I know how to do it, and it's an easier money earner, I suppose. So yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So it was that was hard. I always found it a bit weird that they put me in because I didn't have any addictions, but there's shared bathrooms and you have to put your shoes on before you go to the toilet.
Wow.
Just in case you stepped on a needle or something like that. It was not a nice place.
Wow, okay.
The police were around every night because of fights and things like that.
Right.
I just kept myself to myself.
Yeah.
I've never been arrested or anything like that. I've just literally just kept myself to myself, hiding in this bedroom, kind of dreaming of better times.
Yeah.
After I was there about a year.
Right.
And then done the one thing that I always swore I wouldn't do is I went crawling back to my mum.
Right.
And then stayed with my mum again for a few months.
Right, okay.
And I'm mid-20s by this point.
Okay.
I'm mid-20s by this point.
Yeah.
And I got back in with my mum and started building Dizzy Entertainments. And to be fair, for a couple of years, actually, Dizzy Entertainments was working really well and I was earning some decent money.
Were you?
Managed to pay off a bit of debt.
Yeah.
And live a semi-decent life.
Right.
And yeah, it was it was all going well, and I was enjoying things.
Yeah. So I'm sure you mentioned something about some room that was on fire when we were chatting before.
Yeah.
When did this happen? When is this around this sort of time?
No, that was 2 days after I left foster care.
Right.
And so I was, 17, yeah, I was 17, just turned 17 years old.
Right.
They put me, social services put me in a flat.
Uh-huh.
Now, I love social services. They've done a great job while I was in care.
Yeah.
But they don't train you to leave.
No.
You know, there is no, this is how you pay your bills, or, you know, this is, you know, you have to pay a TV license.
Yeah.
Or you have to buy your own food.
Yeah.
It's, there's some keys to a flat.
Yeah.
There's 50 quid. Good luck.
Wow.
So yeah, I was in this house converted into 2 flats. I was upstairs, and the second night, I was having a bit of a party with my mates because I just got my own place.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And smoke started to pour inside the window.
Right.
And I looked out the other window and saw that the flat underneath me was on fire.
Yeah.
Wow. The guy that lived there was in hospital at the time, but he owed some drug money.
Right.
So he didn't pay it, so they burnt his flat.
Wow. And you were
And
upstairs?
I'm upstairs.
So what happened? How'd you get out of that?
Obviously just got out the flat.
Right.
Thankfully, I'm so happy that I had a bit of a party that night.
Right.
Because it turns out that the council let me move in and hadn't tested the smoke alarms.
Oh, wow.
The smoke alarms weren't working.
Wow.
So if I hadn't been on the source,
Yeah. You might have been asleep.
I'd have been asleep.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be here today. So
Wow. Well, thanks for the alcohol on that one then.
so yeah, but yeah, I mean that was So when I was 17.
Oh, okay. So it sort of took a little bit of a step back there.
Yep.
But so there you are. You're back in doing your dizzy
Entertainments.
entertainments.
Yep.
It's going quite well. And then what? Where'd you go after that? What happened after that?
I met a girl.
Right.
I met a girl and we started dating.
Yeah.
For a bit, and after about 6 months, she said to me, "We can't do this anymore."
Right. We can't do what?
We can't date anymore.
Okay.
I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, because the business you're in."
Yeah.
Obviously, I was, Norwich one day, Liverpool the next.
Right.
Wales, all over the place.
Okay. So you really had kicked off with the party.
Yeah.
You were doing the parties.
Yeah, no, it was really going well.
Close. Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't making a lot of money, but I was working very, very hard.
Okay.
And she said, "No, we're not going to be together if you're still in this."
Right.
So I said, "Okay, I'll give it up."
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I gave it up. 9 years later, she's my wife.
She is.
So
well, lots happened in that time.
And lots happened in that time.
And we're going to find out a little bit more about what's happened in those 9 years just after this very short break.
Awesome. Quote
See? It's easy, isn't it?
It is easy. Who would have thought that I'd like the sound of my own voice?
You've had quite the life, haven't you?
Yeah, it kicked about a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kicked about a bit, but it makes me what I am now.
Makes you without those things, you wouldn't, would it?
Right.
You wouldn't have half the knowledge, and you wouldn't be able to help people with half the things you help them with. To be honest, and that says a lot. It's, that's why these are quite interesting, because you bring up certain things you wouldn't necessarily think you're going to talk about as well, just in conversation.
Yeah.
If you try to structure these and it wasn't just a chat and it was an interview, these wouldn't work. I don't think.
No, definitely not.
And in fact, we in essence did do that in the first place. We sort of had a few of these, and that's what it was like, and it was just didn't really work at all. As long as I know there's certain things you don't, if there's anything you don't want to talk about, you don't want to cover, then we don't cover it. But you're a pretty open book.
Yeah, because I think that everything that I've been through is a learning.
Yeah.
It teaches you
never
something.
stop. You never stop learning, mate.
No. But it teaches me, and I've made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And if my mistakes can help somebody else not make those mistakes,
Yeah.
then brilliant. I don't want to be quiet about it. I'll shout about those mistakes. And
Yeah.
if it helps somebody else, great.
Yeah. Well, as you know, and I've talked about this for quite a long time, I'm going to do a series about how not to do it, because there's been a lot of things that I've learnt, and again made mistakes, or judged things incorrectly, or got involved with people who just sort of thought, this might work, and you go down that path and realise that wasn't the right thing. Generally, you sort of pretty well knew in the fucking first place that wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But you sort of go against either your gut instinct or your heart or your mind or all of them, and you sort of think, but there's something there, and you sort of go for it. It doesn't really work. But again, unless you do that, you're never going to know, are you?
No.
But it's some good lessons to be learned. All right. Well, I'm happy to crack on with it. Yeah, we're all good.
I'll try not to squeak.
Do you need any more water?
I don't know.
Do you need to urinate?
I'll be all right for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go if you want to go.
No, I'm all right for now. I'll most probably go on the next one.
Okay. Let's do that then. We'll crack on. We'll crack on with your lack on. Why the fuck do I keep saying that? It didn't even make any sense.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well,
I'm going to need some more water in a minute, but I'm all right from that for now.
okay, right.
Producer Joel.
Producer Joel. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back again after that very short break that said something along the lines of it's Essex Business Radio powered by Forge Management. That's pretty well what it says, Chris.
Nice. Yeah.
But that's on the audio version.
Yep. I'll listen to this one.
You're gonna, yeah. How fucking egotistical. But yeah, no doubt you will. To be honest, yeah. So 9 years ago, you met your wife.
Yep.
And she said, "No, the clubbing life and organising parties isn't for me." So, what do you decide to do, Chris? I mean, when somebody turns around and gives you an ultimatum like that, and obviously you're madly in love with your wife.
Yep.
9 years on, still going strong, obviously, and you've got a little one as well. But let's go back. We will rewind. Let's get a rewind. What do you do? What did you then decide to do? You got an ultimatum. What is it? Where'd you go? What did you do?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Really?
It was a bit of a whirlwind. I went, okay. Done.
Okay.
And from that day, I kind of lost. I have done a couple since, a couple of small events, but one local to home, and I mean the last one was about 6-7 years ago, but I did do a couple to just kind of keep my foot in it and just make a bit of extra cash.
Right.
But yeah, I just stopped because I wanted to grow up. I saw all my friends.
Don't do that too much.
I know, but I did feel a bit. It was going back to when I used to see the guys in the entertainment world.
Yeah.
I was turning into one of those.
Right. Okay.
I was just putting on events. I'm going into clubs. I'm late 20s now.
Yeah.
Mid 20s. And I'm going into clubs and they're all 18.
Yeah.
And I was just looking around going, I should not be here.
Yeah.
This feels really seedy.
Yeah.
And then seeing other older promoters.
Yeah.
And they just look really out of place.
Really?
And everybody is talking about them, going, he's a bit old to be in here. And I just...
Really? At mid-20s? Really?
Well, no, I can see the older guys,
right.
that are like in their 40s and still doing it.
Okay.
And then she come up to me and...
You fucking looking at me like that, Producer Joel? Why'd you look at me when you mentioned 40s? Why'd you look at me like that? Anyway, yeah, carry on. I'm going to switch off.
I'll mute myself again.
So I knew in my heart it was time.
Okay, so what did you do? Work-wise, what were you doing then? I mean, you just have been off all the money you've got coming in and you're busy guys.
I didn't have any money coming in. That's the thing. It was only event by event.
Okay.
Some events I'd win, some events I'd lose. It was gambling.
Right.
It was an addiction. It was gambling.
Right. Is that what you sort of think? Did you feel it was at the time? Really?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I was losing more than I was winning.
Right.
Because I don't know why. There's promoters out there that are smashing it. I was one of those always trying to break it.
Yeah.
Some of them I'd make a few quid.
Yeah.
Most of them I'd lose a few quid.
Right. Okay. They're not an easy thing to do. I mean, we're going to a mate of mine called Glenn Barnard. He's doing Back to the Old School in the end of February. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, he's a few years in now and he's doing really well. But the first couple, I think it's not really about making money. You've got to make your name for yourself, I suppose, haven't you? So you're busy doing that. So come on, you've got that was a big leap from doing that into doing what you're doing now. Yeah.
So I went to I quit that and become a door-to-door salesman.
Okay. Selling
doors and windows.
Really?
And, doors and windows.
White gold.
Yes, and then milk. I sold
milk. How the fuck do you sell milk?
I worked for Dairy Crest. To be fair, it was one of the best paid jobs I've ever had.
Okay.
I knocked on the door and said, "Do you want
some milk?"
Do you want the milkman? Yeah, superb. Thanks.
Okay.
And then I finished that because the contract ran out of that, and I was doing loft and cavity wall insulation.
Okay.
And
So proper
grafting,
proper door-to-door knocking, like down to earth sales. I mean, I think I cut my teeth. God, very early days. I probably would have done some sort of. I think it was like a water filter or something like that really early on, probably late teens or something like that, I suppose. Had a little go at that, wasn't really my bag, but yeah, I cut mine doing water coolers, knocking doors, which is in my 20s basically. But you teach you, I think it teaches you a fucking shitload of dealing with people.
Teaches about rejection.
Yeah, absolutely. Consistently knocking doors, even though you've been rejected, is, and God only knows that the ratios will way worse than your 7,000 flyers to get 1,000. You know, you're knocking a lot of doors to get one, aren't you? You know?
A lot. A lot. The milk wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The milk, I actually got quite a high conversion rate.
Oh yeah.
And then the loft.
all milkmen say that.
Yeah. And the loft and wall cavity insulation, because it was free.
Yeah.
Offered by British Gas. I just knocked on the door. Do you want your loft insulated for free, mate? Yeah. And I used to get 50 quid a pop, so I was doing all right on that.
Right.
You get 4 or 5 a day.
Yeah.
Earning some decent money.
How did that work? Was there some sort of money coming from the government?
Yeah. It was Green Deal or something like that. I think it's called.
Yeah.
And I was just one of the contractors to go out and just knock on doors. And
so how long were you knocking doors doing sort of sales like that for then?
A year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. Well, you stick things out for a while, don't you, when you're doing that?
Yeah,
I suppose I did. I was doing the water coolers for a year and a half until I thought, I'm done with this move. Time to move on to the next thing. And then you got into an SEO company. Was that right?
It was a marketing company, a lead generation company.
Yeah. So how'd you get that role? I mean, what was you sort of knocking doors one minute and then you just applied for something?
I was just applying for pretty much every single job.
Were you?
Sales job, just a sales job. Just give me a job.
Yeah.
And
do people used to say you've got the gift of the gab, Chris?
Yeah.
I fucking hate that phrase, don't you?
It's true, though, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't like the phrase, but yeah, I suppose it is in a way if people understand that. But it's not about having a gift of the gab, is it? It's not. I don't think it's a gift necessarily. I think you just tenacity.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I just like the sound of my own voice.
You fucking do. I know that. Yeah.
In fact, I've spoken so much of making myself go deaf, to be honest.
Fun.
And that's not a joke. I actually am. You ask my wife, I'm nuts.
So you got into a marketing company, which was your entrance into the marketing world, no?
Yeah. So I couldn't remember applying. I applied when I was drunk.
Right. Okay.
And then I got a phone call from a guy called Phil Warnock.
Yeah.
Who's become a very big part of my life because, he phoned me and says, I'm calling from a company called Ginger Nut Media.
Oh yeah.
And being a ginger nut myself,
absolutely,
I was like,
oh, this is apt.
This is perfect. I went and got had the interview, and they offered me a commission only job.
Right.
I was gutted.
Yeah.
Absolutely gutted because I wanted a salary, just a basic 15 grand or something.
Something just to give you just a bit of a basis.
And I'd actually been for another interview at another company called Step on Safety, which was a engineering firm.
Okay.
Pardon me. And they did offer me a salary.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I wanted to do. I really wanted to work for this Ginger Nut Media, but I had to take the salary because my first salary job and pretty much all my life.
Yeah.
Had to do it.
Yeah.
So I turned down the commission job and went to Step on Safety. 2 months after that, I got a phone call from one of the directors of Ginger Nut Media saying, we made a mistake.
Right.
Can you come in?
Yeah.
So I went in and they offered me a salary job.
Right.
I quit straight away.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Quit straight away, went straight into Ginger Nut Media as a salesman.
Yeah.
And started selling marketing.
Okay.
Whilst I was doing that, I started to get really interested in it.
Okay. This is when how long ago was this?
So this must have been 7, 8 years ago.
Okay. So marketing's changed quite a lot in that time as well, hasn't it?
Yeah,
a huge amount, like leaps and bounds. But so what was marketing like then? I mean, what were you selling?
Email campaigns.
Yeah.
Very hard data.
Yeah.
It was just phoning people up and selling data.
Yeah.
And I kind of spun it on its head and kind of created more of it.
Okay.
And then I ended up selling to Visa, REE, Vodafone, Butlins, National Trust, Clarins, Ordnance Survey, some huge companies.
Yeah, sure.
And started to learn a lot about what they wanted.
Yeah.
At the time, I was, because I enjoyed it so much, I said to the boss, Phil, said, can I do a qualification in this?
Uh-huh.
And he said, yes. He paid for me to do a equivalent to a degree.
Yeah.
And I passed that with a distinction within like 8 months.
Wow, you must have been interested.
Oh,
then.
I loved it.
So
Absolutely
you
loved
from where you were at school and you had no interest, and then you give something that you had suddenly had a passion about.
I think also because I was with my girlfriend, but now my wife at the time, and kind of I wanted something better.
Yeah.
And I had a huge hunger and a desire to improve myself.
Sure.
I was in a lot of debt.
Yeah.
I was in a lot of debt from Dizzy Entertainments and what I've done previously.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to clear that.
That was your driver, was it? You're obviously your wife and the debt and stuff like that was a big driver for you for making that successful, that role.
Yeah.
And what were the other sales guys like in that company? Were they all smashing it? Oh, were they?
They were awful.
Okay.
In fact, I was smashing out the park, the sales director.
Right. Okay.
So.
And how many people they have in the team?
Staff-wise, so when I joined the company, there's 3 directors and 2 sales guys.
Right.
And we built it up to 40 employees.
Wow.
It was huge.
Wow.
Absolutely huge.
And that was down to a lot of your work as well, do you think?
Yeah. So I was one of the senior managers.
Okay.
Kind of worked my way up, kind of proved myself on the phones.
Yeah.
And I was managing the teams. I was managing the sales teams.
Yeah.
We had a business development team, which was me, which looked after the hire stuff, and the sales team.
So quite interesting though that you didn't really have a sales role particularly before that, like a proper sales role. You're doing door knocking, but amazing this what you would have picked up naturally from selling your own things, selling tickets and stuff like that, and just having that tenacity to keep on going. The gift of the gab, whatever we want to fucking call it.
It's just a numbers game.
Do you know what it is?
That's all it is, and it's just a numbers game. And
well, it hasn't changed. It's still a numbers game now. It's just different ways of doing it. There's different methods now. That's the difference, and that's where marketing's changed, isn't
it?
Yeah. Okay, so there you are. You're still absolutely smashing it, and you've been there for what, a couple of years?
4.5 years.
Okay.
I was there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was there for 4.5 years.
Okay.
So got my qualification at degree level. Went a bit further. Got a qualification at master's level.
Okay.
In digital marketing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
I think is the term.
Yeah.
Absolutely crushing it. Earned a lot of money.
Yeah.
Paid off all my debts. And then after about 4.5 years selling the same thing, I got a bit bored.
Did you? Nothing was really changing the business. Although you were adding a lot of sales, were they sort of then taking a step up and going, right, what else can we do? Were they being creative with their business?
No.
And that I think, to be honest with somebody like you need to have that change. Don't you? You've got to have something that's got like scaling up. I mean, I like to scale things up, and I think you're the same, aren't you?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. So was that what sort of got you in sort of thinking, where am I going with this?
No, the big thing was, so there's in the email marketing and data world, there's something called the DMA, the Direct Marketing Association.
Okay.
It's like the ICO of email marketing.
Okay. What's ICO? What's ICO?
Information Commissioner's Office.
Okay.
So, the government, basically.
Yeah.
So the DMA are the kind of the rule givers
Okay.
In that market. And this is when GDPR was coming in.
Sure.
And I could see the product that we was offering and GDPR. I was like, this is going to clash quite heavily.
Could be a big problem. And I mean, there was people selling lists.
And that's what we was doing.
And there was were you? Because I know a company called, I don't know whether they're still around, called Data Fuel. Do you know who they were? They're in Colchester.
Yeah.
They used to buy lists and sell lists. And it was literally trading people's names and their details.
That was 20% of what we were doing.
Okay.
And I was like, I've been in too many businesses have gone bust.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this again.
I'm stepping out of this one.
So I actually went to Phil with an idea of a digital marketing agency.
Right.
And he said no. It's about 2-3 months later, I rehashed my idea and went back to him.
Yeah.
And he said no.
Right.
And
so what was your idea? So the business was marketing. They're in essence doing leads and data scraping and emails, sort of the basic level of sort of that marketing.
Yeah.
And what did you go to them with?
Subscription based.
Okay.
So with what we were doing, they would order 1,000 leads.
Yeah.
we'd deliver 1,000 leads,
Yeah.
then you'd have to resell another 1,000 leads.
Okay. Now these are hot leads, or these are just leads?
These are just leads.
Okay.
Some of them were hot,
Yeah.
depending how much you wanted to pay for them.
Of course.
We had Talk Visa EE. They paid well. They were hot leads.
Yeah.
And they were very, very good, and they worked with us for a long time.
Yeah.
So we, I just knew the business was going to slow down because of GDPR, and I wanted to do SEO, social media. All of this was coming in.
This was starting. I mean, we're going back not that many years ago
about
now.
4 or 5 years ago now.
So that was really starting to hot up, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Early days really. So
Yeah.
quite an early adopter of seeing the ability that you could utilise, social media and those channels
Yeah.
for marketing.
Yeah. So and they just wouldn't do it.
Right.
Very
short-sighted of them,
I
right.
decided to set up by myself.
Uh-huh.
But before I set up by myself, I needed to go and work for a company that was already doing it.
Yeah.
So I jumped ship and went to a digital marketing agency in Chelmsford called Absolute Digital.
Uh-huh.
I was there for about 9-10 months, just learning the processes
Yeah.
of what was going on. How do you work in this environment?
Yeah, sure. Absolute still around?
Yeah, they are the biggest agency in Essex,
Yeah.
and Ben, the owner's doing an incredible job.
Yeah. You still have contact with the guys?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not really. I didn't have the greatest time there.
Okay.
Because being a bit big-headed from going as the man at Ginger Nut Media to
Yeah.
going just as one of the team.
Yeah.
I kind of felt I didn't settle in very well.
Okay.
And I might have not been the nicest person to kind of work with.
Okay, that's fair. That's very, very honest of you.
At the time, and I might have been a bit unmanageable.
So you think rubbed people up the wrong way?
Yeah.
You were there for a reason, though, weren't you?
I was there to learn.
Yeah.
I was never there to give. Yes, I looked after some good clients and whatever, but I was never there long term.
Yeah.
I was there to learn, which I did, and done incredibly well, and left there to work for a company in Colchester as a marketing manager, because you can't set up an agency working for an agency.
Yeah, of course.
So I left there, worked for a company in Colchester called 80 as their global marketing manager for a year.
Okay.
12 months on the dot.
Yeah.
Until that kind of contract ended that I can set up an agency,
Yeah.
and then here we are.
Yeah.
Then HC Media Group was created. Well, it was
HC Media.
It was HC Media Solutions to start with.
Yeah.
And my business partner is my father-in-law.
Yeah.
And my wife. She's director of the company.
Yeah.
And we set it all up, not knowing what we were doing.
Yeah. Well, listen. Let's find out a little bit more about that. Those sort of first early days and how that went. In fact, the first early days. We can come back on in a minute, and then when we do that, we're going to have a very quick round of the way we play Cards Against Humanity.
I've never seen the red box before. Is that a naughty box or?
Yeah, that's it's a bit like a red room, to be honest.
Yeah,
but in the box form. But no,
Yeah.
it could be. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know that much about it. But if Cards Against Humanity wants to send us the other boxes, you're more than welcome. Please contact us here at Essex Business Radio. Be back in a minute.
Awesome. I need to pee.
Si, por favor.
Oh, fantastic French. Come on, Grandad said, do you want to come out for dinner with us?
When?
After this.
Wow.
We're about 45 minutes away, half an hour.
Oh, I'm confused.
You're confused.
I'm confused.
They're going Tarantino's over the night.
Oh, that's very nice.
Would you like to
No, I'm all right.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks very much. Very nice though. We've been invited for dinner. Nice, very nice. It's that's quite a good little flow.
Yeah, no, it's
Like
good.
that?
It's been good so far.
Yeah.
Oh, water. It's again, we've spoken a lot more about business.
Yeah,
But
Well,
it's been
bits. It's part of the journey, isn't it? To be honest.
Yeah,
you know?
it's been interesting business.
Yeah.
It's not like all numbers and figures and shit, is it really?
Yeah.
It's just,
It's not all fucking numbers and figures and shit, is it, producer Joel?
No,
We
it's
are
not.
still recording.
Not the big one.
Hi, how you
I don't
doing?
think the YouTube people have seen me yet.
They haven't.
No.
Well,
I'm gonna do.
well,
Be incognito.
they are, because I'll turn the camera around. Oh, well, everybody's left me. Everybody's left me. Here we are in the Essex Business Radio studio. So I hope you're all enjoying the podcast so far. Recording. Chris has just entered back after going for A little pea.
It wasn't little.
Wasn't it nice? So, no, that's fizzy. Oh, fizzy water. It's disgusting.
Why is that even a thing?
Yeah, it's gross, isn't it?
That is.
It is gross.
Yeah.
I don't know why people drink it. The whole of the Atwood family drink fizzy water. I think it's bizarre, and it shouldn't be allowed. I mean, I've had vodka. I've had vodka and soda, which is about pretty well the same thing, isn't it?
It's sweetened, isn't it? Really?
It's not sweetened though, is it?
No, I mean soda is.
No, soda's not sweet. It's like that.
But it's sweeter
That's
than this.
that's soda, isn't it? But virtually
It's sparkling spring water.
soda.
But it's like gaseosa in Spain.
I don't get it because spring water.
Yeah,
It's from a spring.
yeah.
When does it become sparkling?
They have little elves that fart in it.
Why is it going back onto farting?
I don't know. I've no idea. I think it's all the bolognese over the weekend. So what are you up to this evening then? When you head back with your little one? How old is she now?
17 months.
Wow.
17, 18 months.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So she's awesome. I love her.
Yeah. Of course you love her.
Oh, yeah, of course. But it's just, I don't know, it's just the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah. That's nice. You're such a lovely guy, Chris, aren't you?
I'll try to be.
Such a lovely guy until she starts becoming a pain in the arse later on and bringing boys home. Then it's going to change, won't it?
It is, yeah.
Hey?
YouTube seen me.
YouTube seen it. Producer Joel, everybody.
Hey. They call me the Waterman.
The water boy.
Aquaman.
No, they don't call you Aquaman.
Oh, really not.
No, he's pretty cool.
Guys, love you.
See the Lamborghini book here.
Nice. Is that your next car, is it?
It's I'll tell you about it later on in the year. I don't talk about it too much yet. I want to keep the focus. But
Nice.
it won't be the next car necessarily, but it's definitely on the cards. It's definitely on the cards.
Nice.
So we shall see how this. We're not going to see how this year goes. This year's going to go incredibly well.
2020 vision. That's the way I see it. 2020 vision.
Yes, for sure.
It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be awesome. I love it.
Yeah, good. Well, we're nearly at the end of January as well.
I know, it's only been 362 days.
Yeah, so
this
far
year.
it does seem like a very, very long month this year.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know, but we've crammed a lot in. I don't know that I've usually crammed this much into the first sort of 3 or 4 weeks of the year, but it does seem to have done that and been massively productive as well.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's,
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has been good actually.
yeah. It's been good. It's been an interesting start for sure. Okay, so we're ready when you are, producer Joel.
Okay, brilliant. 3, 2, 1.
Back again, Elliot here, Essex Business Radio with Chris Clowes of HC Media Group. And for anybody that is on YouTube, they can see that we've got the Cards Against Humanity box up. Well, I don't know what camera we're on. We're on this one, which we're going to play in a second after finding out a little bit more about the startup of Chris's business. You've played this already, haven't you, mate? So
I've played it with grandparents.
okay, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, so we're going to play that in a minute, and we'll see what phrases we get coming out of that one today. But yeah, so you took us quite nicely on at the end of that last segment, so to speak. Well, when you set HC Media up, what was the early days like? I mean, you've been working in the industry for a while. You were marketing. You'd learned about social media. You worked for marketing. What was it like day one? What did you do?
I got on the phone. So I had a tiny little room in my house.
Wonder what you're going to say then.
That's also true.
That could actually be in here, to be honest.
So I gave up work. My first day full time with HC Media Group. My little girl was 2 months old.
Yeah.
And I had a little bedroom, or a little side room next to the front.
Excuse me, producer Joel. If you're going to cough, can you do it quietly,
I'm
please?
really sorry. I did put my face down. But
Yeah.
it didn't work.
Jesus
It was a big
Christ!
one.
You can't get the fucking staff.
I've been holding that one in a while. So yeah.
That's what she said. Yeah, sorry. Carry on. Yeah, we digress.
Where did I get to?
First day.
Oh yeah. So I had this tiny little room.
Yeah.
And it was about the size of this desk.
Yeah.
It was the cleaning cupboard, and I had a little desk and my laptop and a phone.
Well, not when I met you. You did well. Actually, you hadn't even moved into that. So at that stage, you were working off the dining room table, right?
Yeah.
And you're going out and being proactive and getting clients.
Just hitting the phone, speaking to people, just being active.
Yeah. Networking a lot.
Networking a lot.
How did the networking work out for you, Chris?
It didn't.
It does. It's not. Listen, it takes a certain kind of person.
It does. I got a bit bored.
Yeah.
I'd done the BNI for a few months and got very, very bored.
I mean, while we're on that subject, BNI does suit a lot of people. As we know quite a lot of people that make great money out of it.
Yeah.
I do genuinely think it's a particular mindset to get involved with it, to utilise it, to ingratiate yourself. I don't know what the word is, but to get properly involved with BNI. As we know, we do know people make money out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
It was never for me. You gave it a go.
Yeah, I was there for 4 months.
Yeah.
I just got bored.
Yeah.
Hearing the same thing every single day.
That's the thing. It's the same thing every week, isn't it? I mean, how do you stick that out? I don't know how people do it for years.
No, I don't. I just.
I'm not knocking it.
not at all.
If it's got its place for the right kind of person with the right kind of business.
I made money out of it. I'm not going to lie. I got some deals out of it.
Yeah.
It took me to leave for that to happen.
Yes.
I left and people went, don't leave. I want to work with you.
Yeah.
I was like, well, work with me. I'm still going to leave.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of good clients out of it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I just hit the phones. I just started speaking to people, messaging on Facebook, messaging on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Obviously, over my time selling marketing, I'd built up, I think it was 13,000 connections on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Wow.
So I was kind of going back to old people that I knew and just doing anything really to kind of get a foot up.
Yeah.
And we did have a couple of clients that I was working with when I made the transition.
Yeah.
Which was good. And I just kind of, kept on going.
But you also joined. You have joined a network of business people, and you've had some. Have you had any coaching yourself? And you take some coaching yourself. You do. So you're really into a bit of self development, aren't you? And and business development and things like that as well. You've taken that on board to learn new avenues and new things you can use in your business as well and your processes, right?
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, that's where I met you with Adam. Adam started Big Business Events. The way that I see things is that you can never believe that you're the finished article.
No,
you've always got to learn.
Yeah, sure.
And I've done a lot of that over the last 2 years. Just looking at myself and learning and looking at the processes. Obviously, I went into partnership with my father-in-law.
Yeah.
Joe, who's absolutely awesome, such a legendary guy. He wasn't from a marketing background.
Yeah.
He was from a kind of a management.
The fuck is driving around out there? Now as noisy as that. We're going to put a massive sign out there and say, just turn the engine down when you try to go past.
I think it's an airplane.
No, is it?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's somebody with a very noisy car with a massive exhaust.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Probably 21.
Bastards.
It's
probably ageist. Yeah.
I thought it was just me being freaking out. To be honest.
Yeah. So the business, and in the last year or so, that's the business has grown a huge amount, hasn't it?
So just before Christmas, we had £1 million valuation.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Which is, from start to finish, a bit mad.
Yeah. Big year last year.
A very big year last year.
A big growth year, to be honest.
Yeah. And that was done just by, obviously, by being risk-free.
Sure.
People go, well, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And then we're actually delivering on what we say we're going to deliver.
Yeah.
So they say to their pal, God, these are risk-free, and they've delivered.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of growing from there. And we're up to 32 clients now.
Yeah, nice.
32 retainer clients. We do a lot of website design and one-offs and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's grown incredibly quickly and incredibly well.
But you say that though, but you've put a lot of time into it. You put a lot of effort into it. At weekends you're working. I mean, you're away. You're meeting people. As we said earlier on, going from your maroon coat, whatever coat color it was, up on stage in front of 700 people. You're standing up on stage talking in front of a room full of business people these days. Anything from, I would have thought, probably I don't know what, 80 to 200 or 300 people, maybe something like that.
Yeah, well, 10.
Yeah,
I've turned up to events and there's only been 10 people there.
And you still got to do it.
You still got to do it.
I've organised my own and had less than 10 turn up. To be honest, a long time I decided that wasn't really for me. To be honest, I found my platform now. This is mine. But no, I mean, listen, mate. I mean, congratulations on what you've done so far, and looking forward to some massive things this year as well. You've got some big goals in place.
Yes, yeah. Some huge goals in place. So we've had £1 million valuation.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that already. Yeah.
I want to make it. I want to make it 3 by the end of the year.
Yeah. How much was it again?
I can't remember now. But I want to make it 3 by the end of the year. That's our target.
Yeah, brilliant. Perfect.
And we've got the steps to make that happen.
Yeah.
We're employing 13 members of staff now.
Yeah.
So it's huge growth, and we just want to be bigger and better. Our main goal is we want to be the biggest digital marketing agency by 2024 in Essex.
Oh, nice. Okay,
that's our goal.
And I know you, and I know you're going to make that happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
So I have absolutely no qualms. That's going to happen.
This isn't
mate.
Sparkling water, is it?
No, definitely
There's
not.
No, I haven't poisoned you.
No, the bubbles were done by those mini elves, mate. That
Awesome.
all farting in your water. So listen, we've definitely learned quite a lot about you, and a little bit about the business as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so you managed to squeeze a bit about the business in there, which you did quite well, to be fair. So listen, anybody that has never listened to one of these podcasts before or seen it on YouTube, I've just opened up a box of Cards Against Humanity. There is a pack of black cards which can carry on, producer Joel.
I'll change it to you.
No, okay, so we've got a pack of black cards, which there's not too many there, or not as many as there is white cards, and in the black cards there is phrases that have got 1, 2, 3 spaces, or maybe a phrase. So I want you to randomly take a card from inside there somewhere.
I'm going to split it 3 times, and I'm going to take that one.
Wow, okay, that's one way of doing it.
Yep.
You can look at the phrase, but don't say it just yet. And I'm now passing the box to Chris. So, and okay, brilliant.
This is going to be good already.
This is good. If he's laughing already,
This is so Elliot.
I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm innocent, by the way. And then I don't know how many spaces have you got in
There's
there?
only 1 space.
So randomly take a white card, and then I'm going to pass the box on to Joel. So anybody who doesn't know, we then take a white card. So Chris has got 1 space and he's got 1 white card. So he's going to read out the phrase on the black card, including the space, and then read it again with the white card in a second. Joel, what are yours like?
Hang on, I haven't looked at them yet. Right, so I've got 2 gaps.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Can you do that?
Hang on, let me think.
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
Okay. We got 2 laughs. Let's see what mine's like. I've got one space. Chris, what have you got, mate? Read. Okay,
I'm sorry, it's just that card that's right in front of me. If you just turn around that box.
We've already had fisting on here, to be honest. This is
in the game, or just
we're not actually here in the office. No, we're a professional establishment. This is a family show. No, it's not actually a family show. This is definitely a more adult show. Are you coughing again? Did you cough then?
Well,
Can you stop coughing?
I've got to prepare.
You've got to prepare your throat.
Well, yeah.
That's what she said. I wish Brian never told us that one. Come on then, Chris. What have you got? Tell us what you've got.
So this is you've got to imagine this is you saying this.
Okay.
Because this is perfect.
Okay.
Hey baby, come back to my place and I'll show you.
Okay. And then the space.
And then the space.
Okay. So then read it again with the white card.
I don't really understand the white card.
It's got to go with it. Though,
I know. Hey baby, come back to my place and I'll show you a nuisance critique.
See, so you only like the bit of about the black card. You weren't combining the 2, were you?
No.
It was just the black card did it for you. Go on then, producer Joel. What have you got?
Right, I've got 2 spaces. So if God didn't want us to enjoy space, He wouldn't have given us space.
Okay.
If God didn't want us to enjoy a vagina that leads to another dimension, He wouldn't have given us a dick getting stuck in between a Chinese finger trap.
And you literally picked those randomly.
I promise you.
Oh, that is brilliant. See, that's good.
Yes.
That's good. You needed a better white card, didn't you?
that was rubbish.
That was rubbish. Okay, so mine says, next week on the Discovery Channel, one man must survive in the depths of the Amazon with only space and his wits. So it says, next week on the Discovery Channel, one man must survive in the depths of the Amazon with only scrotum tickling and his wits. It is a childish game.
It is very childish.
But we enjoy it, particularly when we get a couple of decent ones. Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I knew some about your past, so I've definitely learned some more about you today, and I know that the viewers and listeners will have learned a little bit more about you and your business and your capability, mate. Because there's a lot of your life experience that goes into, helping people with their businesses, and I know you do a bit of business coaching and stuff as well. And you sort of, in essence, that sort of goes hand in hand sometimes when you're working with certain clients, doesn't it? It helps to have that ability to understand life and business, and how you can maybe find somebody for them that's going to be a potential client. Yeah,
sometimes I can just understand because I've been through the mill a bit. So I can understand what they're going through, and obviously I've come out the other side and doing okay. Not doing fantastic, doing okay.
Mate, you're doing well, and it's just going to get bigger and better.
And if I could, my biggest thing, my biggest passion is I want to be able to help others that want to grow.
Yeah, sure.
If I can help others that that want to grow, then I feel that I've done a good day's work.
Yeah,
and that is the main that is the main thing that I'm after.
Yeah, good. And I know that you do that, mate, and I know the success you get for other people. So where can people find you, Chris?
Sitting here.
Well, you're not going to be here all the time, are you?
We're not here.
So where do people find you on social media?
Social media, Facebook, I'm quite active on Facebook. Obviously, look for HC Media Group or Christopher William Clowes, and on LinkedIn as well. Do quite a lot on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I need to do more on Instagram.
Right.
Not doing as much as I should be.
Okay.
So that's the Google Pro.
Yeah.
On Instagram, but I don't really post much on there, to be fair.
Right, okay. Surprises me, to be honest, in your industry.
Yeah, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
I'm too busy kind of working with the clients to kind of focus on my own social media.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the company, we've got people that kind of run that for us. Lexi, she's absolutely incredible. One of our apprentices, she looks after that.
Yeah.
And again, with that, if you want to learn about how to do your own SEO or your own social media, follow the HC Media Group.
Yeah.
Because we give a lot of free training to try and get people to, a lot of blogs and things like that, and getting people to speed up themselves.
Yeah, sure.
Which works well.
And website?
We're actually changing websites in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So it will be the hcmediagroup.co.uk.
Okay.
Because we thought it was time for a bit of a spruce up.
Ah, nice.
So that is
looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of work. Yeah. A lot of work gone into it, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, good.
We're looking forward to it.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the new website and everything you can do in 2020. Good luck with 2020, mate. And
thank you very much.
I know you'll be smashing it completely.
And thank you for the support. You guys have done amazing.
Yeah, honestly, mate. Well, listen, anybody that wants to find out more about Chris, is just giving you social media. Around this post, there will be or a video. There's going to be a little bit about this and some links for Chris, and you'll be putting this out through your social media channels as well.
Of course, yeah.
You can obviously go to at Essex Business Radio on all social channels and YouTube as well. So if you're only listening to this and you want to go and watch the sort of uncut version, please do so. Thanks again, producer Joel, for today.
Thank you so much.
It's been good.
Yeah, you enjoyed that?
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
Oh, good. I'm really pleased for you. Okay, now, as long as Joel's enjoyed it, we're all right, aren't we?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
Always. I like the sound of my own voice. And I like being in your company. You always make it feel homely coming here.
Good.
So
I'm pleased.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, I'm pleased. Thanks very much for coming in. Really enjoyed chatting with you, Fireside, today. My name's Elliot Browne, signing off. Thanks very much, Chris Clowes of HC Media Group. Thank you, producer Joel. And it's Elliot signing off from Essex Business Radio. Ciao for now. Brown cow.
Listening to Essex Business Radio with your host, Elliot Browne.